teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the number, that's a lot of crime. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind. I'm big time, lot of sun. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Try to take it from me. Yeah. Big time, big time, big time, big time. Running up the numbers, that's a lot of crime. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind. Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of crime. It's running over with the dollar sign. Try to take it from me. Big time. I got a lot of shine. Running up the numbers, that's a lot of grind. Try and take it from me, must be out your mind. I'm big time, lot of shine. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Try and take it from me, from me, from me, from me. Big time, number 9. Got it in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the numbers, that's a lot of grind. Try and take it from me, must be out your mind.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Friday. Yes, it is a TGIF edition of the YSN Power Hour. I am located at my desk today because the studio is being used for great interviews upcoming on YSN. So you have to put up with the crazy background and my bag of clubs there. So we are joined, as always, by my good friend, Mr. Amo, when he can get off of work a little easy. Aaron Mosier, how are you?
Doing good. Doing good.
Man of many words. And, of course, we have on the bottom of our screen, for the first time, I believe, in Power Hour history, it is the Double M, Matt Morrison, the voice of the Badger Braves. What's up, brother?
Hey, how you doing? Pretty good today.
Good. Good. I love it.
Good.
Going right at it. You can also catch Matt on the podcast right before ours, on the Casual Sports Podcast right here on YSN from 2 to 3. So I want to make sure we give you guys a plug on that. It's a little bit weird. You're used to having two guys with you when you do a podcast or when you do a show.
Yeah.
So it's not different for you, a little bit different for us. Matt, I know that you've been covering Badger the entire season. We'll get to the Badger Braves because we have a special guest coming on at 3:30 in Josh Upshire, the head coach of the Badger Braves, which I know you have some questions for. But as we do each and every day at this time, it is time for On This Day in Sports History. So, being that it is February 11th and we're 3 days away from Valentine's Day, let's show a little love. Isn't that what the kids do nowadays, this thing?
Whatever it is. I can't do it.
I can't. It's not that good.
I got big hands. It won't work.
There, that's better. There we go. There's a heart.
That's better.
On this day in sports history, February 11th, 1990. Anybody have any guesses? Okay.
No.
There's no ties on this show. Okay, so we're good. In 1990, in a huge upset, James Buster Douglas knocks out Mike Tyson in a 10th round match in Tokyo, Japan to win the World Heavyweight Boxing title. Which brings me to the question of the day of what things are you more likely to do than knock out Mike Tyson in a fight? You personally, what is one thing that you're more likely to do than knock out Mike Tyson in a fight? Abo?
Sleep? I have no idea. I don't know what I could do more than him.
Like let's think on the spectrum of like,
oh man,
like things that you never thought you could do, but like you could still probably do before you knocked out Mike Tyson. Like in 1990, that's prime, was it not?
That's
prime
Tyson.
1990.
Oh yeah, 1990 was prime Mike Tyson.
That's before the face tat. That's before the Hangover.
Yeah, I just watched that movie the other day. That's funny, but that's before all the controversy and stuff.
The ear
happened.
biting.
Yeah, before all that. That's. I think he was still undefeated.
He was always that guy that would get right to the final, or the big fight, and then.
Buster Douglas.
Cool. Buster. He's from Columbus, so that's cool.
There's a little Ohio tie-in.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so what things are you more likely to do than knock out Mike Tyson?
Go shark diving, skydiving. I don't know, stuff like that.
Would you rather fight a shark or Mike Tyson?
What kind of shark?
Does it matter?
I don't know. I'd thresh a shark because they're small, but I mean, I wouldn't be taking on a great white shark.
What about? Would you rather fight a tiger or Mike Tyson? I think that's more appropriate.
I mean, I'd probably take on the tiger.
Bare knuckle Mike Tyson. Like I don't want people thinking that he's got the gloves on. Bare knuckle Mike Tyson.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I'd probably be taking on the tiger.
We're talking 1990 prime.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson, right?
Yeah.
Like you saw his hands in that last match, right? Like if you watch that, like they're so fast. And he lost, right? Didn't he take the L?
He lost. Yeah.
I want to see him fight Jake Paul.
Oh, me too. That'd be sweet. I'm kind of hyping that up. I want to see the Holyfield rematch. It was supposed to happen, but then it didn't.
I think we did it before. We did it before here on the show of like, would you rather have Conor McGregor, Mike Tyson, or Kelly Pavlik punch you? And you had to pick between the three. And a lot of people picked... no, I picked Conor McGregor because I think he's a little girl. But
yeah, Kelly Pavlik can throw some right hooks.
Oh, dude, he can land them. And listen,
Oh, yeah.
there is much... If you say that you would take Kelly, there's a better chance of you actually getting one from Kelly.
Yeah.
Knowing that he's a fan of the show and fan of YSN. You meet him at the Birdfish or something, he might give you one. Hey, you think it's so easy? Wapow!
Yeah.
Right in the kisser.
I wouldn't want to be taking one. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't want to be taking one from him. I've met him a couple of times when I was a kid, but, I think I have like a whole scrapbook full of Kelly Pavlik stuff. It's pretty cool. That's cool. A couple of the shirts from...
like the Affliction shirts.
The Youngstown Clothing Company, they had those. They had the shirts made for them. With him on the front and then the stuff on the back. Yeah, I got that shirt.
I got that too. Yeah.
He's on the Youngstown Legends shirt too, with him and Boom Boom and Jim Tressel. I got that one too. But
very cool. Would you rather skydive or let Mike Tyson have one shot at you?
I'd go skydiving.
I'd let Mike Tyson punch me because I could say he punched me. If I live. Yeah,
you gotta wake up. Time to go night night. Mark Ross says either way, a Tiger or Tyson, be a swift ending, death.
Yeah, definitely not good.
I mean, we talked about this before. I think we talked about it last year after I came back from LSU. They have a tiger on campus. LSU.
For real?
Yes, yeah.
I've seen it.
You've been to LSU?
No, but I remember Richie took pictures of it.
Yes.
Richie showed me.
So Richie and I are, let's set the stage. Richie and I are alone down at LSU for the YSU series. So they tell us about this tiger, and you got to go see this tiger. So we go over and see Mike the Tiger. I think it's like Mike the Tiger 13 or something. So, so this tiger is sleeping in the corner, and Richie is just whispering. I'm like, Richie, it's in a cage. It's not going to come get you. So Richie starts talking, and the tiger looks up, and I was like, "Dear God, shut up, dude! Like, shut your mouth!" So, like, I got scared. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got scared at that
How
moment.
big was he?
like he was laying down, so he was way longer than I was, and that's not saying a whole lot. But I would tell you that if you were alone in the jungle with a tiger, just bend over and kiss it goodbye. Like, you're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
Okay.
But we asked the YSU baseball team the question of, would you rather fight a tiger or an alligator or crocodile? You could take your pick. And most people were saying that they would fight the tiger. I disagree. I'm taking the alligator or crocodile 100% of the time. On land, that thing's going to take you out.
The alligator. You can't let the alligator flip you over and over.
Yeah.
You just got to stay on top of it.
But, like, you watch...
Hey, Happy Gilmore took it on.
That's what I'm saying. It got Chubbs'
Happy
hand.
can do it.
Yeah.
Got Chubbs' hand.
You're missing an eye. You took his hand.
So what I'm thinking is, because I've heard the story of, if you, even with sharks, if you jam your thumbs or your fingers into the eyes of a shark or alligator or crocodile, it'll let go.
Yeah.
Because it's an immediate pain.
You get them in the gills with the shark.
But like if they get you in the gator roll though,
You're done.
You're done.
Kiss it goodbye. You're done.
It's like you don't have to pay your electric bill because the lights are out. It's over. You're done. Guys, today a lot to talk about on the show outside of Mike Tyson and his flop in 1990. Just unbelievable basketball games we've been seeing lately. I got treated to one last night. Amo, I know you were just living large with some basketball games. So we're going to go over some of those. Matt, I know you've caught a couple great ones this year.
Oh, yeah.
What's crazy to me is the amount of people who think that what we do is easy. And I get more jammed up when there's close games because sometimes I can't find the words of what's going on. You know, when there's 29 seconds left on the clock and it's a 1-point game.
You're like frozen. You're frozen.
You're living in the moment, right?
Yeah.
And you just want to watch. So people don't realize how difficult it is to translate what's going on the field or what's going on the court or whatever it may be, and having to find the words to express while you're trying to contain your excitement. And obviously you listen to some of our broadcasts, and some of us can't do it. We can't do it. And there's such a thing as letting the moment breathe, but there's also such a thing as not letting it overtake you as a broadcaster, because people still want to hear it. So I'm interested, Emma, what are some of the better games that you've heard or called this year on YSN?
Hands down, West Branch Salem girls. That game was fun with you. Probably the one I've done by myself, though, was that Western Reserve Waterloo game. Was that at Waterloo? I believe it was at Waterloo, where Waterloo had a big lead. Reserve came back and won. Latonia beat Sebring on a game winner. That one was good.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of good ones. It's fun, though. I've always said, as soon as football was easy, I was with Billy. So Billy was the play-by-play, and I was color. So you just interjected every now and then. But then when you go alone on basketball, you're by yourself. It's tough, and you find yourself sometimes like I find myself watching, but not saying anything. It's like, dude, you got to say something.
Yeah,
Like,
we talked about
Sebring's
the camera too.
See,
like Sebring's kind of tough every now and then because they like to pass the ball around up top, and you're like, okay, pass it around. It's like, okay, I got to stop and not literally do play-by-play because it's like sometimes those teams get around, just keep passing around. It's like, all right, can we do something so we can like get the game flowing? And once the game flows, I think it just kind of comes naturally because you're just kind of saying what's going on,
My favorite's when the rhythm, right? We always talk about the rhythm of the game, and sometimes, especially when we had that break around Christmas, you could tell that some of the teams lost their rhythm on an offense because they weren't able to get things going. It's very choppy, and when it is choppy like that, people are like, "Oh, this is a really bad broadcast." But it's tough for
past week. After the snow.
Yeah, it's tough for broadcasters to get, because we need to get our rhythm too. Whenever it's up the floor and down the floor and up the floor and then a timeout, we know what to expect. And not that we want to know what to expect. We expect the unexpected, trust me. But, from your two standpoints, you want to have a rhythm to that game. And again, like you said, last week and this week, earlier this week, was tough because teams getting their legs under them again and playing because they had a couple days off. Matt?
I mean, going along with rhythm, players getting the rhythm. I mean, I have to find my rhythm too. It takes me the first quarter or so to kind of settle in. I'm a little rusty. I've been calling games all week. You just got to get that feel of the game. And once you get going, you're going. And I find that too, sometimes I'm just silent and I'm like, oh, you got to say something. I know the NBA broadcasters, they don't talk too much in case something happens. But I try to commentate the whole game. And, when they're passing it, I try to say the names with Brookfield, Reardon passes the hook and then back and forth. And finally, after passing it 6 times, I'm like, all right, they're just passing. They're just floating around trying to get something inside or take a shot or something. So I keep it at a constant talk just to not catch myself saying or going silent. But
I always wonder if you were going to be on a T-shirt, right? If somebody's going to put your slogan on a T-shirt, what would it be? And there's some that take off, and there's some that never do. So when they're doing that, I try to find instead of saying pass, passes, they're just playing a little pitch and catch stuff like that incorporates different stuff into it. I learned it too. Doc Emmerich, the legendary hockey announcer. If you guys have ever listened to him. He has so many different adjectives to describe what's going on. And what he says is, and I thought this was unbelievable. And I watched the video about Matthew McConaughey saying that we should never use unbelievable when it happens. But listen, when you listen to a Doc Emmerich broadcast or go back and listen to it, he never says passes the puck. He dishes the puck. It's always something different, to where he's never used the same vernacular twice during a game. And I think that's absolutely mind-blowing, because in hockey, think about how many passes there are. And he never uses this.
Keep up with hockey.
It is. And he does it on the radio, he does it on television, and he never says the same one twice. And I try it, and in basketball, some days you just run out. You are absolutely spent. To where you're studying the dictionary, or the thesaurus, trying to come up with different terms for passing and shooting and things like that. Rebounding is the one that gets me. Always it gets me, because how many times am I going to say brings down the board or rebounds it? There's different ways you have to chop it up. So.
Sometimes I even go out and be like, he goes up and grabs that ball out of the air, just to say something different, And I try to quote some, broadcasters, but I don't want to steal their thing. But one I've been trying to say, Mike Lang has said it, getting the fast lane grim when the bingo game is ready to roll. I've been wanting to say that, but I don't know whether to incorporate it with, because that's hockey and this is basketball. I don't know
when
to fit it in.
It plays. And with your game tonight, Badger and Fairport, I'm sure you'll be able to incorporate that.
I'm going to try and fit it in. But, going back on games that I've called, I mean, there's been some good ones. The Liberty versus Brookfield girls game a while ago was a great game. I did that with, Alec Caberna. And then just a couple weeks ago, the Badger versus Wyndham game, it came down to the last shot. Hamilton moved inside and put up the, a fadeaway shot, and it went in. I'm like, oh, my gosh. I fell out of my seat. You're there, you're calling it. And it's just like, what do you say? What do you say? So I get that. I get that tense. And, then you have the games that are, not so close. They're 30-point victories, and you have to think of things to say in between to still entertain the people that are watching. And I try and do that. I mean, last night Badger was winning pretty good, and I just started talking about Kinsman and cow races and stuff like that. Stuff to entertain people. I was in New York City and Miami, I clipped it, but. In New York City and Miami, you have high-speed car chases. In Kinsman, Ohio, you have high-speed cow chases. So I just throw stuff in there just to make it entertaining.
Is that one of your questions for Coach later?
No.
Has he ever gone into a high-speed cow chase?
No.
We will have Josh Upshire, the head Badger Braves coach, coming on at 3:30, so stick with us for that. And I'm sure with his game tonight against Fairport, Josh has quickly become one of my favorite guys. Not because of necessarily what he does X's and O's wise, because I mean I think it's hard in this area to differentiate yourself from an X's and O's and the plan that you put together. But what he does off the court, what he does for his kids, we're going to talk to him a lot about that because today was a very special day at Badger. They incorporated a new kind of program, I want to say, and we'll talk to Josh about that. I don't want to spoil it before he gets here because it's his thing. And I thought it was fun. If you saw our Facebook, you already know what we're going to talk about. But we're also going to talk a little bit about his seniors and what he expects in the tournament. I think he's got a nice little draw. So Good.
I'm sorry. I've known Josh for a while. He was a teacher there when I was a student there, and I'd always be in his room talking sports and stuff, talking Ben Roethlisberger or Ben Simmons or whatever. I'd just be in there, talking to him. And same with Patrick Carney too. Pat was my golf coach, and he was also my history teacher too. So when I got when I heard YSN was like, oh, they're picking up Badger, I'm like, I'll do it, because I already have the chemistry with those guys, and they love me coming out there and calling the games, and I put it out there on the air yesterday. I love coming here and calling the games. It's fun to go to where you went to high school.
There's nothing like it.
Not at all.
I very rarely get a chance to do boys games, but last night, everybody knows how tough of a season East Palestine's had. Winless up until last week. And now they've rattled off 3 in a row for the girls and got a chance to talk to Will Franklin, who's become another great friend of mine. And I'm just so happy for him and the girls. Obviously, it comes at the cost of another team, but when you look at it, it's hard work paying off. It's what we talk about all the time. It's why you put the time in the summer for a basketball player and going and pushing, like he said, pushing the plates across the turf. It's why you do that is down the stretch you can win a game or 2 games, or in this case 3 games, looking for 4 on Saturday against Lisbon, and build the belief and the foundation of next year's schedule and things of that nature. And last night, boy golly, did they win a great game. They had a couple blowouts, and I was a little excited. If you didn't hear that game, I got a little bit amped, both sides, because Ice for East Liverpool was just absolutely banging 3-pointers. Like down the stretch, they chipped it over to her, and it was a line drive, boom, 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 every single time.
I had that last night as well.
It's wild, and I love when people catch fire during a game because you almost start rooting for them, right?
Yeah.
The anticipation. So they get the ball passed to them, and you're like, oh, like almost like a fan.
Like, can she do it again? Yes. Yep.
I had a couple Ice Baby calls last night, so I got to drop a little vanilla.
I don't think you used your saying, though.
Which one?
Get out the umbrella. It's raining threes in here.
No, I saved that for Salem because it literally was dripping in East Palestine. Like there's water coming down. So I wanted to be very careful where I use that, because if you have a water leak, like we couldn't use it in here. We got a water leak in the back because you literally should use an umbrella.
There for a little bit, she's getting hot. I'm like, oh, he's gonna say it, and then you didn't say it. I'm like, ah.
I was waiting for Ice Baby. When I saw her name on the roster, I was like, oh, if she just makes one shot, just give me one chance to use Ice Baby.
Well, that's like we did the Latonia football game against Sebring, and McCool was dominating, running the ball. And don't ask me why I said it. I said, oh, he's McHot now. Yeah. And then all the fans started texting Billy and I, like, dude, that's going to stick. And then he was playing basketball against Sebring, and he was one of the ones playing good. And I was like, I guess I got to use it again.
I love it. Sigler chiming in. It says a lot to be said about the connection made with the teams we cover. I agree with that. I think that, and he also said, parents asked me if I was spent Wednesday after calling the OT game with United. Sigler has a never-ending supply of energy. Like, he's as much as he works, like you, Amo, and Sigler work more than any human being I know. And I feel like I work a lot. But like, I am crashed out. And I wake up to texts from you two. Like, I counted, was it Sunday? What day was it you sent like 1 billion texts?
It was part of the West Branch game.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there, I was like...
Because I was there for that West Branch Marlington. Wednesday.
That was Wednesday. I went upstairs, and all of a sudden, because I don't get much reception in my basement,
game too.
and it was just ding 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 ding. It's like Abe was calling the game on our text group.
Dude,
So
I just get into it.
you should.
I love girls basketball.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, it wasn't what it is today, and then recently it's like with all the girls we cover, I think the girls teams we got some girls teams that can make some deep runs, I think, this year. I mean, boys too, but there's a lot of girls teams.
Would not disagree with that at all. I also think they get more hype for when we give them nicknames and things like that. Like when we talk about McClish being McClutch and things like McCool being McCall.
When we were at Salem, they really like the Swatzilla and think we should be getting
they love Swatzilla. They love, and they got a T-shirt for that apparently.
Did they?
Yeah, they busted it out on Nick and my birthday.
Oh,
yep.
Love it.
So, hey, we got to take a break. When we come back, we are going to be joined by the head honcho of the Badger Braves. Josh Upshire will be with us, and we'll talk about this new program that he set out today. And again, if you saw it in motion, it's one of my favorite things. It's a great thing that Josh and his team are doing to give back and promote the things that really matter. So we'll let him tell you about that when we come back. And also we'll talk about X's and O's with the head Badger, or head Brave, I should say, over at Badger. All of that and more when we come back on the YSN Power Hour. Don't you dare go anywhere.
Every customer has a story, and at Greenwood Chevrolet, we are committed to making sure it ends with you in the right vehicle. I get to be part of somebody's adventure, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their finances. They trust me to take care of them, and they trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Working with your family can be stressful at times, but because they're family, you know that you're going to get a loving, honest answer, even when things don't make sense, to any problem. Dealing with Medicare can be confusing and overwhelming. That's why here at Myers Family Insurance, we do our best to give you honest and caring answers to all of your questions. Family, like Medicare, isn't always perfect, but when you put others first, the results can be amazing.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance.
Storm season.
I think we're under the gun for some heavy storms over the next couple of hours.
And Storm Tracker 21 is ready.
This is probably the one we're keeping a closer eye on.
On air.
And locally, we're going to have a lot of eyes on our area.
Online.
All right, let's talk high-risk futurecast and the timing of this weather.
On social media and on our app.
Notice we'll have scattered showers on Thursday.
Stay ready with Storm Tracker 21.
The severe weather threat now through around sunset this evening.
It means the world to me to know that what we're doing is impacting people. And whether it's simply, I got to watch my son or daughter when I was out of town, or we just love watching YSN. We love what you do for our son or daughter. So whenever someone says thank you or someone is appreciative of what we're doing, it tells me everyone at YSN is doing what we initially set out to do, which is shine a light on these athletes and help them kind of promote themselves. My name is Anthony Hartwig, and my sports network is your sports network.
And welcome back to the YSN Power Hour here on this fantastic Friday. We are joined at this time by the man in the car, the traveling man. It is the head basketball coach of the Badger Braves. It is Josh Upshire. What's up, Joshua? Oh, no.
I can't hear him. Oh, man.
We can't hear you.
Hold on 1 second.
Got it. Oh,
he had it.
All that lead
man.
up. All that lead up. Now I got to cut this and produce it. Oh, man. He waited all that time. He waited through the commercials. Like he jumped on before the commercials. And now we gotta wait for him to pop back in and reintroduce. I'm gonna give him a big one this time, like over exaggerated introduction. Like he deserves it though. Like I cannot.
He's done a good job.
Yes, and the kids love him, and that's half the battle, right? When you have a coach that you don't like, Oh, shut it down.
Game over.
He gives other players who don't usually play the opportunity to play, and that's when I was cut in high school, and that coach ended up being let go, and Josh came in and he let other players come and play. I didn't come back and play. I had a job and everything. I didn't want to come back and play high school sports when I was
Matt, how tall are you?
But I'm 6'5". Yeah.
I'm just gonna say,
I was a freshman. I was like 6'2", 6'3" when I was a freshman.
As a basketball coach,
yeah,
if you're 6'5", 6'2", 6'3", whatever it is, you're the first one off the bus.
Yeah, my skill, or whatever you want to call it, didn't catch up with my height. I grew to, I didn't mature all the way up until now, but
here's the reality is this, and I joked with Josh all the time about they can cut a 6'5" guy because they've got 18 more of them in their back pocket, so it doesn't really matter. So Joshua, welcome back to the show. I know you were there for about 3 seconds. You probably got a call or something like that.
I did actually. It was.
See?
Who was it, Pat?
No, I don't know who it was.
Oh man.
Your car's warranty just expired.
Yeah, right.
All right, so I got to rule this out again. All right, let's set the table. Joining us at this time, the legend of Badger Brave history, the head ball coach of the Braves. He is Josh Upshire. What's up, Joshua?
Nothing much. How are you guys today?
Doing well. Not nearly as well as you are, my friend, because today I woke up to some really, really cool things on my Facebook feed. You and your seniors did something very, very cool today. Started something that I hope it lasts forever. Talk to us about what you guys did and how it went.
Yeah, so I got an idea. It's actually the 5th year overall we've been doing a teacher appreciation night. This year I got an idea to make it a little more personal for my teachers and my seniors. So I had the seniors think of a teacher that has made an impact in their life. They wrote a thank you card to the teachers, as well as gave them their jersey to wear around school today, just to show the impact that they've had on our student athletes' lives this year. So hopefully it's something we can continue throughout. When you see a teacher almost in tears because of what a student athlete says to him, it means a lot to him. So.
Oh yeah.
What jersey did you get?
I didn't get any.
What teachers were picked, Josh, if you don't mind me asking?
Nope, that's fine. So we had Mrs. Middleton, our high school English teacher.
I love
was chosen by Carter Burnett. We had another high school English teacher, Mrs. Moreau, was chosen by Jack Lindeck. Our high school Spanish teacher, Miss Eckholm, was chosen by Jeff Logan. Our high school art teacher was chosen by Heath Stanhope. And our middle school history teacher, Mr. Garraway, was chosen by Jaden Richards.
So this sounds like I guess an easy question, a softball question, if you will. But Josh, when you put this together, what were you hoping the results would be?
So for me, when I became a head coach, it was always making sure that the players knew that, the administration and the teachers aren't against them. I know a lot of times it feels like someone's always pushing you or always picking on you, I guess you could say. You're always like, man, these teachers are always on me. But I just want them to know, the teachers are people too. And we want them to be successful. And today I think it hit me a little more than it has in the past. Before we've just given them a t-shirt, gave them a catered dinner, and to watch a basketball game. But today to be able to see, teachers almost in tears to see, the players telling them what the impact they've had on their lives. I mean, we had one teacher who was like, are you serious right now? Like, I only had you for a semester. How can I have made an impact for you in that short amount of time? And that hit me hard because the conversation I had with that player afterwards was, you never know the impact that a teacher can have on you, or you can have on a student athlete, whether it's a day, a week, a month, a semester. You never know that impact you can make on that student athlete. So That today got me a little bit when that teacher made that comment.
That's great.
What was the I don't know, how did the guys take it? I guess that's because it could be just something they do, you know what I mean, something they have to do because you make them do, but it seems to me like these guys were excited for this and to give back to somebody that made such a big impact in their life. So how did they react?
It was so first for them to have to think about going up to a teacher and tell them about that. They were a little bit nervous, but after Carter was the first one to go, and afterwards Carter said, Coach, this is really, really cool. So for him to be able to express that and show his appreciation was pretty cool too.
Yeah. I had Mrs. Middleton as well, and I had Mrs. Moreau. I mean, both of those teachers had impacts on me as well. So I can see why, Carter and we said Jack went to Mrs. Moreau. I can see why they had the same effect on them too. I mean, Mrs. Middleton was probably best. I mean, I still go back and relate to stuff that she has taught me now today. That's how big of an impact, she was, and the other teachers too. But that's amazing that they did that.
Yep.
Josh,
this is something that I hope, it builds in our future. Now our younger kids see it and they start thinking what teacher, because we kind of did this on a whim. I came up with this idea 3 weeks ago maybe, and I was like, I think this would be something pretty cool to do. So now hopefully they're starting to see this and they'll start thinking a little bit more into the next year and the future years.
Yeah, so I've got a question for you. All the other guys got to do it, your seniors. Who made the biggest impact when you were in high school on who you are today?
Honestly, and it's so funny because I'm the type of guy who, and I say this all the time, you don't realize what the teacher has done for you or what that mentor has done for you until later in life, and you think back on it. I had a high school English teacher, Mr. Kretzer, who was as hard-nosed as they came. I mean, he was not afraid to call you out if you were not doing what you were supposed to do. And I was that type of kid in school where it was like, what the heck? I'm trying my best here, and you keep on me. I just want to get through here, But now you look back on it and was like, man, the stuff that he taught me in the life lessons he gave me, I've taken those and I try to implement those in the things that I do today.
Yeah, it's funny you said that because my dad, who also went to Badger, had Mr. Kretzer as well, and there was a little incident where Mr. Kretzer actually learned from my dad a little bit. He was yelling or something about, I don't know the exact story, but he was yelling about how the kids did on a test or whatever. He threw a book, and the book happened to hit my dad in the feet. My dad picked that book right up and just swung it back right at him. And I think that kind of taught Mr. Kretzer a lesson, too.
Yeah.
My dad has told that story so many times.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So I've heard some other stories, too. He was a hard-nosed type of guy.
Mr. Morrison
was always on you.
Mr. Morrison was apparently the original Bart Simpson. So we'll start calling him Badger Bart.
Man.
Right.
Josh, obviously, a lot of emotion today during the day, but you got to be able to compartmentalize because tonight you have to put it up against Fairport. You guys have had just I think a great season, but there's more to be had, and you want to make sure that your guys know that this is not over. The ride's not over. You guys got a fairly decent draw in the tournament. Mm-hmm. So when you're going into Fairport, or I guess you're home, but when you play Fairport tonight, what things are you working on for tonight, and what things are you working on for the tournament?
And it's funny because Fairport, Jackson, Milton, and Lisbon kind of all seem like the same team to me. I've watched film all of them. Obviously, we played Fairport, but I've seen Lisbon, I've seen Jackson, Milton. All three teams have really good guard play. Obviously, we got to try and take that guard play away tonight. We're trying to implement a little bit more, using our bigs more, and get them to be more aggressive inside and use our size advantage. I know we joke around a lot about how big we are, but I want to start taking advantage of that size we do have, and try and get more on the inside scoring. So we're going to start tonight, try and take away. They have a left-handed guard that is really, really good. He's quick with the ball, shoots it well. We're going to try and take him out. That's our game plan, and try and make some of the other guys score tonight. So, and I know Jacksonville and Lisbon are the same as the teams. They have really good guard play. So we're going to try and do those same types of things when we play them.
So when you have 1,000-point score on your roster like you do you feel that it's a little bit challenging because they try to shut that guy down first, from a standpoint, trying to keep your one of your main guys on your roster engaged when he's constantly being battered and beaten and face guarded the entire game?
Every game, and he's done a very good job of moving.
He has
setting screens to be able to get open. Jack's a very skilled basketball player, and the funny thing is today we were doing some adding up of Brad Hamilton too, and Brad's less than 300 points away from 1,000. So wow. I mean, you can't just focus on Jack. We have Brad who can score. We have that secret weapon who may. There's a slight chance we have that secret weapon coming back. I'm not holding my breath.
Oh, that's my next question. Oh man. That's my question.
I haven't heard.
You haven't heard on it? I know the decision was coming out today.
Back. So
I know.
Haven't heard.
That secret weapon back. That could...
Haven't heard. Listen, if there's somebody that I know on the out of the panel of 4 people that is not relying on reliable sources, it is you, my friend. You have sources out the wazoo. Don't give me that I haven't heard garbage.
Listen, I promise. I've been so busy with this teacher appreciation thing. I have yet to text him. I almost want to text other coaches to text him to figure out what was going on. But I'm telling you, if you get that secret weapon back, we have a chance, man. We have a really good chance.
Well, I can't say his name now, can I?
Oh, you can say his name, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Well, the secret weapon is Carter Burnett. This guy has been an insane paint dominance. Yep. I mean, first game at Caldy, he had 2 dunks in that game. Like, this kid's gonna be amazing. And he breaks his arm against Bristol. I saw the play, a simple slap. His arm breaks. I'm like, no, what's going on? You have Cole Burnett, his brother, who's also very good. And he's a good defender. You just got to shape him up, just maybe a little bit. Tighten the edges a little bit on him. But Carter Burnett, I mean, I'm like, hey, every week, Josh, I come to you. How's he doing?
Yeah.
And I talked to him the other night. He's like, dude, I'm so excited. I'm going to find out today, and if it's all right, he's going to play. But it's not up to you. It's not up to the doctors. It's up to one very important person. It's up to his mom.
And it's true. If I get mom signed off on it, mom signed off. We're good to go.
Yeah.
That's always the way it is, though, right? If Mama ain't having it, it ain't happening.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
He said even if he only plays like 4 or 5 minutes, he said it would mean something to him because, I mean, tonight is senior night, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So it's
tonight's senior night.
He's a senior and he's kind of a one last hoorah. But I'm not expecting it. If he comes out broken arm fixed and he comes flying through the air and dunks it, I'm like, I'm gonna be falling out my seat.
Well, I guess this is one you got to tune into tonight to find out a little fun here on YSN.
Oh yeah.
Josh, one last question before we let you go, because I know you got a lot to get ready for here tonight. With all this, I want to call it stress, but you always have a smile on your face whenever you're doing all of this. You're involved in, I think, everything. I've never seen a person more connected than you. How do you manage your stress when you're so connected and you're being pulled in 18 different ways?
I think because I'm so busy. I texting with you, trying to get some things set up for our Frank Boop All-Star game. Being involved with Badger, getting us ready for the tournament, and doing some other things. I have some other projects that we've been in contact about that I'm excited about. I think just staying busy keeps me going. My son's in 3rd grade now, so he plays every Saturday. I think just staying busy keeps my mind off of how stressful it really is.
You're a legend, man. We all love you and appreciate you.
I honestly have a great support system. My wife's awesome.
That
my
a
assistant
boy.
coach is great.
That a boy. Get the wife in there.
Yeah,
he's got Valentine's Day, so he was making up for it.
It is amazing. If I didn't have my support system, it'd make it a lot tougher. I mean, my poor wife, this is how awesome my wife is. She had a half day of school today, and she's running around for me today, helping me get ready for this teacher appreciation. So kudos to her. She's awesome. She does a lot for me, and I appreciate all she does.
Well, I feel like you're in the same boat as a lot of us. Behind every good man is a great woman. So There you go, brother.
Sure.
Happy Valentine's Day to you and her. Make sure you treat her well, especially if she was taking her half day to run around for you. So I know good luck tonight. Right. We'll be rooting for you because we can here on YSN whenever it's a YSN versus a non-YSN school. So I can say this without any hesitation. Go Braves.
Go Braves.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Josh. We appreciate you, man. Have a great night.
Yeah.
There he goes. The legend himself. I've been waiting for that all day. Love hanging out with Josh. And Matt, you finally got to interview him. I've heard about these, like you tell him you're going to interview him and then you just run out of time or it doesn't match up. So it's nice to be on the same.
I was going to try and get him after the Bristol game, and it just, I mean, it wasn't the best of games, and I just didn't want to.
It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough after losses, man. It's very tough. That's why we're so fortunate sometimes. And the optics of it, whenever we're interviewing a coach that they're in the other gym, they're the away team, and we have to do the interview. The optics aren't necessarily always great, but we have a great cast of athletic directors who understand that we have a job to do for the fans and for that particular community. So, but I gotta say this: throughout that entire interview, our chat was running absolutely bonkers. So if you're new to the show, we've got these burner accounts such as DJ Folkley Jr., who
Junior now.
Oh yeah,
I saw that. He's commented on the Casual Sports podcast. I'm like,
has he?
DJ Folkley Jr.
So DJ Folkley was blown up on a mission. I'm trying to put all this together. DJ Folkley was blown up on a mission to save my sister Marjorie, who I don't have a sister named Marjorie. My sister's name is again Margie. Yeah, my sister's name is Jen. So they're just a little bit off. But DJ Folkley Jr. emerges as Margie has been saved. Special thanks to Moser to help save her. DJ, your sister has been saved. Love you, Uncle. And then
who's Moser?
That is Aaron Moser. So
okay.
So yeah, Moser.
Kirby.
My
Take
guy
a picture of that right now.
hang on. So Pat Narduzzi chiming in from the University of Pittsburgh that says, "Go get that dub tonight, coach." And then we got the head coach of the Georgia Tech Ramblin' Wreck, Jeff Collins, says, "Moser, you just saved the day. You're a great guy, and we're sending donuts your way." So you got donuts.
White House, though.
We can get you some White House donuts. What is going on today in the chat? But hey, congrats, Moser. You're a hero.
You win a national championship today.
Yeah, I want to know where Jeff Howard stands on natties at this point.
Are we at Boise or are we at
Nevada?
Nevada, yeah.
And then DJ Folkley Jr. finds it and says, chimes in and says, "I don't even like Margie. You couldn't even save my dad. Now I have beef with Aaron Moser."
There we go.
Couldn't save his dad? You couldn't save his dad?
Guess not.
My brother / cousin / uncle / whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's something different every day. Way to go, Amo. But no, thank you to Josh Upshire for checking in. I mean, always a good time with Josh, and I have to just tell
it. That's a great idea. I love that.
And not to steal any thunder, because I would never do that to Josh, but I feel like we're on the same page with that because we're going to be. I'll just kind of let it out of the bag here. So we are going to be. We ordered a 6-pound championship belt, like full metal on, and we are going to be doing Champions of Change. So we wanted to do the jersey thing, but I feel like that needs to be done within schools, and students and teachers should be able to interchange that, which I'm all for. I love what Josh has done today and seemingly every day. But I'm big on championship belts. I love the discount double check sign. So what we're doing is each month moving forward, and we don't know when we're starting, each month of the year we will have a Champions of Change championship belt. And we will do a special story for those who are changing either the sport, the culture, the team, the way people look at things. That's what we're looking to do. We're looking to highlight and put a championship belt on those people that are championing change in their communities. So we'll start with hopefully start in the spring with that. Whenever we get the belt, I think it's like 4 to 5 weeks out. So probably a month or so we'll start that, and we've already got that's taken by a sponsor. A brand new sponsor that will be debuting in the next couple weeks. So we're excited for that. I just love what Josh is doing. I love when people look back to teachers, because teachers get a bad rap, man. Like he said, they feel like they're picking on you. They don't want to be those people. They're trying to help you get to where you want to go in life. And I've been very, 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 very fortunate to have some great teachers and two that I will always let know that they're the reason I'm here and been able to sit with you guys today. So I love this idea. I think it's great. Matt, who's a teacher or two that impacted you?
I mean, honestly, with high school, they mentioned Mrs. Milton. Mrs. Milton was a heck of an English teacher, and she got me towards that writing. She made me want to do sports writing and stuff like that, and she got me in that base of it. And my sister does it too. But if I had to put out to a teacher, it had to be her. And I kind of always felt bad because I kind of always, gave her some crap just to joke with her. Like I used to sneak in her room and, scare the heck out of her sometimes. But she didn't like that too much. It'd be dead silent. I'd just come in real quiet and I'd just be like, hey! And, just scare the heck out of her. But I feel real bad now that I did that now. I was immature. I was like 15, 16 years old.
What is going on in Badger? That Matt Morrison's scaring teachers.
I used to, when I was a senior, I had like 2 study halls. I would skim the hallways. I'd scare teachers, principals, superintendents. I would do it.
You're 6'5", 110-pound frame.
I would, 210-pound frame. But, you can even ask even Pat. Josh might remember too. I have a Sasquatch costume, and we had a fire drill, and I would be walking out by the woods during when all the students would come out for the fire drill. It was so funny. Like I'd be that class clown type of guy,
Mikey G says Dr. B and Dr. Weaver are my favorite. Great professors, even better people, and he's citing Westminster and Dr. David Barner, one of the greatest ones you can ever have at Westminster. Guy that he's just amazing. So there's my daily plug for West Mini. Amo, how about you? Who was a teacher or two that impacted your life?
Math teacher Mike Sigler. I don't know if there's any relation to the Siglers or not, but
naturally.
He was a football coach as well. I believe he's at Hoover now. He was a great math teacher that I got along with. Chop sports, big Ohio State, big Browns guy. Big Cavs fan. He was everything Ohio. But yeah, he was good dude. Good dude.
I love it.
And he was stats. So he would do projects every 9 weeks that were like really cool. Like the one that stuck out was remember Plinko from Price is Right?
Oh yeah.
We made a Plinko board, and you had to use probability to find out what your probability was and what score you were going to get. And the person that, I don't want to say guessed, but used math correctly to figure out if we got 3 pucks, what our score would be. The person that got closest to the one that they, thought they would get, would get an A, and it was really cool. But it was stuff like that where you got us involved. But it was doing. Yeah. It was doing stuff that when you were doing it was like, it was fun. So he was cool. I haven't seen him in a while, but he's a good guy.
I love hearing those stories, man. Because teachers don't really understand how much of an impact they have on us, good, bad, and different.
Yeah.
Especially till later on in life. I mean, you don't know a good thing till it's gone, is the saying, right? And I think once we graduate, especially when I graduated from high school to college, I really missed the teachers that I had, because I got to college, especially I went to Ohio Northern first, and you realize that these professors don't give a damn about you or anything from that standpoint.
There's a couple.
But you like, especially as a freshman, you're just a number. You're just there.
Yeah.
But as you develop that relationship in college, naturally, your professors and the doctors and guidance counselors, they help you out, and they take a liking to you, hopefully, as ours did. So make sure you get out there. If you can think of it, make sure you thank your teachers if they're still around, God willing, and let them know what they mean to you. My favorite teacher was Aaron Donald.
Oh my goodness!
Oh,
no
boy.
way! No way!
Well played, Coach Narduzzi.
Teach Joe Burr a lesson.
Bring your book back, Joey.
Joe
What? You're
Shiesty
taking the
coming.
Bengals? You're taking the Bengals?
Joe Shiesty.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh!
Oh yeah.
You're a clown.
I'm not a clown.
All right, let's get to. Do you know how the Spark works? Double M.
No.
So you've never watched our show before?
Maybe a couple times.
Jeez, oh man. All right, hang on. It's the Joe Dickey Electric What's Your Spark, presented by the great people over at Joe Dickey Electric. Visit them today in North Lima, or just head over to DickeyElectric.com and get all suited up today. Joe Dickey Electric, proudly powering the Mahoning Valley for over 60 years. All right, Matt, so this is how it goes. You can either put somebody on the chopping block, or you can put them on a pedestal. You can cut them down, or you can raise them up. And you can get one, the other, or both. So from that, Amo, you're going to start us off. Show them how it's done, kid.
Yeah.
So yesterday I watched my little cousin play basketball, 7th grade tournament at West Branch. It was Marlington playing Alliance, and then afterwards was Minerva West Branch. They did a good job there putting it on for the 7th grade. It's a good result. Had fun. They did. It was good to see a tournament back there again.
All right.
At Sebring tonight for Sebring Reserve. Hopefully it's a good game.
Atta boy. Double M.
All right. So I don't really know. How about last night? Addison Thompson went on this scoring spree. She probably hit 5, 6, 7 3-pointers. She was going off last night. And, I mean, the game before, it looked like she didn't have any energy or anything like that. Badger lost by like 30 points. And Katie Grexa, who I think is going up for the big dog of the week or something like that. But
Way
she's
to know
a
your
great
sponsors.
player too. What's that?
Way to know your sponsorships.
Yeah. But Katie Grexa, she's another one too. But last night, Thompson just went off. Like she was, usually it's Grexa that's the fire plug for the girls team, but last night it was Thompson's game last night. So you probably got to put her on a pedestal a little bit, because it's every game I've been calling, it's been, oh, Grexa did this, Grexa did that. And Addison Thompson's still a great player, but last night she really cemented herself as like, hey, I'm a top player on this team too, and I can score. So probably got to put her on a pedestal a little bit.
All right. I'm going to go one positive, one negative. All right. So my negative, I'm going to go first. The BMV.
Oh man.
Jiminy Christmas, guys. Holy cow. So I just had my birthday. Everybody knows my license expires. You get 60 days, as I'm told, from the time your license expires to get a new one. So I go down, and now they've got, it's almost like ordering a steak at the BMV now, right? Because now you can get two different type of license. You can get one that is just regular license like we're used to. You can get another one which is it doubles as your passport, doubles as like a drink holder. It doubles as like a zillion things that you can get this to double as. When it's the same thing, it's the same exact thing, except you need 2 proof of address. You need your what else was it? Your birth certificate. Yeah, and then you had like your passport. But if like your passport expires, you have to go get a new passport so you can get this new thing, so you don't need your passport anymore. I'm sitting there just like, wait a minute, just give me a regular license and I'm good. Like, if I need my passport, I'll use my passport. If I need this, I'll use this. If I need a drink holder, cup holder, I'll use a cup holder. Like, I don't need my license, my freaking license, to do 80 different things. I just need it so if I get pulled over, the officer of the law knows that I'm a good, decent, upstanding human being that is trying to follow the rules. That's all I need it for. But now you can get 4-year or 8-year. While I understand the idea of an 8-year,
that's confusing.
What the hell can happen in 8 years that you'd have to go back and get another one? They got you, boys. They got you. Hook, line, and sinker. They got you. So be aware and woke when you go to the BMV that they're coming to get you.
Did you get the star on your license so you can fly?
I got a piece of paper. I didn't even get a star on my license. I didn't get a license. They just gave me the one back with holes in it, and they said, "Hey, you got to have both of these now in case you get pulled over." And I'm like, and up to 30 days till I get it. And I know it's not going to take 30 days. My wife just got hers. It took 10. But at the same time, where did the actual IDs go at the BMV? Like, is there a surplus charge or a surplus problem with the plastic that is being printed at the BMV? Why can't we just have it when we go?
COVID shortage.
Yeah.
Give me a break. Give me a break, people. With all that being said, the people couldn't be nicer at the BMV today. I usually it's not a good experience, but it was a good experience outside of having to order a steak well done, medium rare, or whatever other. But that's my negative spark. Positive spark is today I also got to sit down with people business owners who are loving YSN and are getting ready to join our family of supporters and sponsors. And I love whenever they tell me the story, because the first question I ask is, how did you find out about us? And we were watching it and we just said we had to be part of this. It warms my heart. It really does. It warms my heart that people think that highly of what we do across the platform that we provide, that they want to spend their hard-earned money and their ad budgets with YSN. So I hope that when you're watching these games, whether they're for free or at a small cost, you understand that we're not doing away with commercials with pay-per-view, because it's a much bigger cost than people realize than $9.99, which this Saturday will start with the girls' playoff games. Please don't send emails to us about why we need to take away commercials because you paid $10. That's not how it works. Comcast, Xfinity, whatever you want to call it, whatever internet you have, whatever cable you have, they still have commercials, even though you're paying their bill too. That's how we minimize. So it's not $50.99 for 10 games or whatever it may be. So it's just good to be with business owners and they understand what you're going through from that standpoint. So that is my elongated spark, brought to you by Joe Dickey Electric. I want to thank Mr. Matt Morrison today, who is going to be on the call for the Badger game tonight. And, of course, my good buddy, Amo, whose 6-shooter is going to be at Sebring and Western Reserve?
Yep.
Tonight, 7 o'clock, both 7 o'clock.
Scarlet Showdown.
I like it. So it'll be you two on the call tonight. I will be in Louisville handing out some hardware so we can do some tournaments tomorrow for wrestling. And we've got a slew, and I mean a slew of games on the network tonight, boys. Update, though, St. Thomas Aquinas at Warren JFK has been canceled. So you will not see the Eagles on the network tonight. I think that they had to move that because of I don't know. I'll be honest. I think
United and Valley Christian are doing like a triple header today, aren't they?
Yeah.
United girls, United JV, and then United boys.
And I think Mooney and Ursuline are in the same bucket, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, Mooney and Ursuline tonight at 5:30. Alex got that one, and then Alec also has Mooney and Ursuline at 7. So it's a girl-boy doubleheader. Matt, you had a question?
Yes. So we call wrestling too. Do you guys ever maybe think about maybe picking up boxing at all?
What school has boxing?
There's not. I don't think there's schools that have boxing, but I think there's boxing leagues in Youngstown. There was like a huge thing a couple months ago with like amateur boxing.
Sure, if we can get the organization to sign up for it. It's a little different than schools though, but yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'll try and look more into that and let you know.
Go work on sponsorships, Matt. Do that first.
I'm trying. I am trying so hard. I've asked three different places now, and they've all said no.
You're just lucky it's Friday. That's going to do it for our show. Amo, enjoy your game tonight. Matt, go enjoy Badger and enjoy it. Hopefully you can slap hands with some of your friends out there, your fellow alums. And we will see you on Monday from 3 to 4 right here on your Sports Network. Enjoy the weekend.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation